Well, we've got the Vita ready, so we can take a look at the map that we're going to end up on for tonight. We'd seen in some of the previous matchups for Holy Wata, they played on Clubhouse and Border. They unfortunately didn't get a match in the round 32 because they had a bye from there. Rogue, of course, have experience on a whole load of maps across the pool, given the experience that they have. And that means tonight they're going to end up playing on...
Border. Hold on. Wait. Yeah, I'm good. Okay. That's
Very well done.
It was in the snap. That's what it was. I don't know.
The snap?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I clapped, so a little different.
Pop. Rice Krispies?
But it is going to go to Border, which statistically speaking is actually Rogue's best map. So this is going to turn into a little bit of a difficult affair for Holy Wata. At the same time, Holy Wata did have good results on this map. Back in the round of 16, they were able to 7-0 a team by the name of... This is an interesting one. Dinner Table on that matchup there. So they already have some good tape, at least from the previous rounds in this bracket. But, of course, going up against Team USA themselves, we'll have to see how strongly that 7-0 result holds up.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Just due to the fact that Rogue, this is one of their favorite maps, this Border. I mean, we saw them on it last week, and they looked very, very good against members only. I think a lot of people were surprised with how well members only played. I mean, we weren't playing checkers. We were playing chess. A lot of that came down to just individual gunfights in the last second or perfectly timed executes, and we even had a big clutch by Vertical in a 1v2.
We had a lot of great individual plays from them as well. Granted, that did fall off in the final match against Rec, but obviously Rec, being the team that they are, a little bit higher up on the reputation wheel themselves, kind of expect that match to be a little bit closer and the individual stats to drop down a bit, so it's a little bit hard to compare. Well, you've heard what we think of the matchup, so let's take a look at, once again, at what you guys at home thought about the matchup. Let's take a look at our community vote. So you guys go for a nice close shot on Stokes there. Let's see once again what the folks had to say, and it is even more in favor of our winning team this time around. Rogue take the vote, 85 to 15%. Just not as many Andrew Astor fans out there.
Yeah, that's not even fair. He's got like, I mean, you can.
He's famous.
You can combine like half of Rogue's followers for their players, and like Astor has more, I think. Mental math really fast. I don't really know.
Does he? He only had like
he's got
like 15K on Twitter.
Yeah, like 15K. I mean, he's got more than you, Blue. Gosh.
Does he? Oh yeah, that's right. I'm down to 14K now. I was at like 15.5K at one point, but it like started to fall off.
Descending,
last year, so.
not ascending.
Forgot about that. Just roasted myself a little bit.
Rest in peace, Blue. Rest in peace. Just burned himself alive on the
it's all good.
R6 USN desk.
The Siege community is helping me recovering it a bit, so we'll slowly start to work that back.
At BlueCast on Twitter. Make sure you follow him, guys. Help him out. Get him above Andrew Astor on Twitter.
Only if you want to, of course.
Only if you want to.
But, ladies and gentlemen, as you've just heard, our map here is going to be Border. And once again, if you haven't seen any of the other USN matches that we have been covering, it is best of ones across the board for this entire bracket. So, a few mistakes, you could find yourself knocked out. Specifically in Holy Wata's case, they've got to be very careful about running into that same issue. Here we go, though, folks, into Border for our second out of 3 matchups for today. Will Team USA get their chance at redemption and, of course, the opportunity to qualify for the LAN finals if they make it through our third match today and into the conference qualifier, which is going to be played next week, or will Holy Wata steal that opportunity away? First ban is going to be Capital from Rogue.
Again, Capital just having a buff this week, so not a big surprise here as he will get removed. That M249, as we saw in the previous match, so dangerous in the proper hands. And those proper hands at the time happened to Callie's as he was doing so much damage versus Nocturnal. But Glaz going to be the second ban out, and those two kind of go hand in hand just a little bit. That smoke play from Capital helps out Glaz quite a bit, just due to the fact that those arrows are not ADS-able, if I can use that as a term. So we will be going to our first defensive ban here. I'm going to assume it's probably going to be Mira.
Ooh, a prophet.
I don't know, man.
I'll say Maestro, but like with my luck, it's going to be Echo. So let's see.
Yeah, it's probably going to be Echo here, more than likely. I'll go on the other side of the coin.
Ah!
Hey, good job. There you go.
High fives.
Hey, high fives in the studio.
Even though you can't see it.
It's there in spirit. That's all you need to know.
You might have heard it in the background, and that's enough. So Maestro will be the final ban. Again, a commonly expected ban, especially when it comes to some of the first sites that we'll see played out here, notably the Upstairs Armory. It's going to be incredibly useful to get that out of the pool, but that does also mean that the Yokai drones and the instant deniability that they bring to the table is still going to be on the rap sheet here for our defensive team. We'll see if Rogue will decide to use that. Not actually looking like it on the first round anyway.
Astor taking apparently my queen now as will be the initial site take for them. A couple other notable bans to go with, or the bans that are now on the field currently, is going to actually be Buck. Buck has been banned out quite a bit lately in border matches, which is kind of an interesting topic, but if you really dissect it, not that big of a surprise. He does a lot of damage from underneath, specifically on this site right here, Armory Lockers Archives, where we can clear out the entirety of half wall, even the metal half wall as well, which has a couple different terms for it, but it's over by Sandwich inside of Armory Lockers. That right there, Marzio, if you want to pinpoint down just a little bit. People know what I'm talking about. We'll follow clips anyways, it's fine. Marzio doesn't like me, guys. It's fine.
It's okay. Not to listen.
Now he's like, what? What are you? It's fine. Anyways.
Might have been eating, man. Come on.
I'm sorry, Marcy. That's my bad. It's right where Shuttle is right now. But right where Shuttle is. There you go. That's metal half wall, or people have different terms for it. But anyways, that's besides the fact. You're going to have Buck on the field. You're also going to have Nomad on the field as well, which is another prominent ban that we sometimes see on border. And that's simply because those air jabs are so good at setting up a run-out watch for her, especially where she can play Sandwich Window very, very well.
We did get a slight run out there from someone. I didn't manage to catch who it was, but just for a moment regardless, was probably for the Valkyrie. Or this was set up a camera more than likely. So we'll see if that ends up coming into play late round here for these guys. But we've got Holy Wata out onto the board, of course, starting their attack. Mainly from the south balcony, as we generally expect on this site. They'll have to move in, try to take control of CCTV first, and then leverage that into the rest of upstairs control, but they'll eventually push the site, either from the west balcony, or by trying to push in from the offices.
Now, if Holy Wata did do their research, they should know pretty much how Rogue sets this up. I mean, it was just last week that they played this, and Boosters will be the first one to find a head, and it's going to be Eclipses. He's going to go for the secondary gunfights against Adam, but Adam will be able to take him down. Adam tries to follow it up. He's going to eat quite a few rounds, but it's not going to be fatal just yet, as he finds safety behind Horseshoe side of security.
Oh, now we see Rogue go out, continuing to get knocked out here. 3 players for them down now, as we see Adam getting knocked out by Aster. And all of a sudden, Holy Wata have this 3v2 advantage to play off of. Most of their players not even taking a whole lot of damage either for the successes that they've had in their 1vx's. So, Holy Wata still in a great position now. Try and close out, especially with the lightened defense. You've only got Shuttle and Vertical left on Rogue. Besides that, we've seen everyone else on the defensive side fall out relatively quickly here.
Oh no, Vert gonna go down to the hands of Aster. Can't be too bad about that. Getting killed by a famous person's okay, it's all right. His Shuttle is gonna be locked in for this 1v3. He knows that they're more than likely going to be going for the plant right here on this reinforcement, but I don't believe he has a nitro cell. No, he does not. He has barbed wire, so he's gonna have to do this with all the power of lead. So Nate's going to come inside. Will it find any damage? No, he's gonna get immediately aggressive as he rotates over towards Sandwich, but a smart play by the Buck there is he's getting flanked as Aster will get taken down by Shuttle. Shuttle came in massive last time here on border for Rogue, and he's trying to do it again as he finds Polgal. He's going to get the 1v1 as the pings are going to be coming out on the Buck. He does not know exactly where Shuttle is. They're going to read out that he's getting aggressive. Pre-fire coming out. He hasn't been found just yet, and he knows where he has the pre-fire, but Blarn will win it as Holy Wata will take round number 1.
Saw some shots, rebounding on the Blarn as well, so had to be a close duel at the end of the day, but the Buck does indeed close it out for the attacking side, and Holy Wata will steal away the first round from Rogue on the attacking side, and now push ahead at 1-0. Rogue, just skip that beat real quickly, and they'll go right back to the Armory Lockers once again, though, playing into the same site instead of continuing to shift around here due to the relative ease of this site in comparison to the rest of the map, mainly because besides this, they'll have to go downstairs, and just due to the incredible amount of soft destruction that's available on the second floor floorboards, you generally want to try to avoid those first floor sites if you have the second floor available.
I think the main thing right now is that Rogue is still showing a little bit of damage, at least, from these teams that just opt for a more aggressive playstyle, more unpredictable playstyle. Rogue is a very rigid team. They're kind of stuck in their ways on their strategies, and when teams come in with a lot of fluidity in play, or they immediately capitalize on their information, Rogue seems to not deal too well with that. And that's rearing its head once again here as Holy Wata comes up with that first round. And they almost lost it. Very, very close gunfight for Shuttle against the Buck of Blarn, but Blarn able to win it out after losing 2 of his compadres, but didn't seem to matter too much at the end of the day. Round number 2 on the docket now, as we have 7 seconds left here in the prep phase. And once again, Rogue going back upstairs. Seems to be a very, very similar setup, and something to at least talk about just a little bit is they have a very peculiar setup here on Archive. They actually have a rotate opened up on the right panel next to vertical, and they're playing the offices. They've decided to reinforce the triple wall inside of offices and put bandits on it, which Holy Wata's not going to be able to deal with. They have really nothing besides Polgao going underneath to try and shoot those through the floor, or having Blarn do exactly the same.
A lot more presence on the inside of CCTV this time from our defensive squad too. We did see a little bit of this in the last round, but the problem is it was dealt with relatively quickly in the early round by Holy Wata, and they were able to leverage a whole lot more time into the late round as a result of finding those early picks. You need to try and delay this a little bit more this time for Rogue, otherwise they could find themselves at the mercy of Holy Wata's attack once again. Got Adam mainly holding on the inside of here. The guys on Rogue, vertical strike first this time, knocking out Aster. Giving Rogue the advantage to play off of Booster's going to try to pinch to the inside of CCTV. He will get the down against Adam, but Revenge comes in a moment later, and he ends up dying to a goo mine, apparently. So
that's actually the least killed with item in the entire game.
I think we had one last week, too. Someone got killed by a goo mine, if I remember.
We're just very lucky people, Blue.
Yeah, so we've had 2 in 2 weeks. Oh, vertical, though. The casual hop out to find Polgao. Cry Magic will be able to move in and finally finish off Adam, so they've dealt with that quick turnaround to knock out vertical as well. So although they're still at a man disadvantage here, Holy Wata are at minimum, keeping themselves in a somewhat competitive position. Now down to a 2v3.
Doing very good with the drone game as well. Not afraid to hop on those and try and find some more nice bodies to fire some bullets at, as Habana's going to try and find somebody through the fountain window, but not going to find it too much just yet.
Clear.
As vertical, actually, in this round prior, or excuse me, this round that's going on right now, but previously earlier on, that long angle, he's playing all of last week, and they get punished from it immediately. You'd assume that they more than likely know that that was going to be there, but vertical just finding a lot of success with that ACOG so far. 2 of those kills from Holy Wata are to his hands. So flashbang coming in, Slasher going to actually throw a toxic bag right in front of him as he's going to try and pre-fire as he smokes himself off, but Shuttle, will he be able to find the second one? No, it'll go to Eclipse as Rogue will finally clutch up. Round number 2.
Much more consistent performance that time from Rogue. I think they lock into Holy Wata's strategy early on, and most important, they were able to isolate a lot more of these individual duels. Although we see some success from Holy Wata, still a good amount of trades at the very minimum. They can joust in an open duel here with the guys from Rogue and keep them on their toes. And it still ultimately comes down to that final execute from Holy Wata that decides the outcome of the round. Rogue do battle it back though, and that means now the second floor site has been locked away, and they're back to vent and workshop downstairs.
And again, Holy Wata should more than likely know what's going to be going on with the setup, at least for Rogue. They haven't differentiated too much from what they were doing last week when they were playing against members only. So Holy Wata's tape that they should have hopefully watched should be holding true to what their attack setup's going to be right now. We'll see if Rogue has changed or differentiated anything on this downstairs side, as this will be the first time for them going here, as obviously we are 1-1, and they finally found that round upstairs on Armory. Aster top on the leaderboard for the members of Holy Wata, whereas Avert is doing the exact same for the defense.
It's our movie star, right? He's got to be at the head of the team.
Got to be the top. Got to bait all of his teammates.
I think we played it.
I bait my teams for victory.
I think we played to that joke enough.
Hey, Marcy, thanks for observing for us. I appreciate that.
So, the game now tied at 1-1. It's an opportunity for Rogue to reaffirm their lead, as most of the community would expect them to have. At least 85% of the community would expect them to have. Let's see if they can once again build upon that with some success downstairs, or if Holy Wata is once again going to be able to surprise us with the victory against Rogue.
Yeah, I mean, we saw how that went last week, especially with that first game by Rogue. I mean, no one really had any faith in MO at all, and they really gave them a run for their money, but Rogue did end up winning it, going up against a Wreck, where they eventually lost on Coastline, but Rogue trying to run it back this week. We'll see if they find any success. So far, hasn't been too good for him. Aster going to take that gunfight, try and double up on it, but neither people going to take damage, as Vert doesn't want to re-peek into that ACOG. He's going to continue to try and waste as much time here behind Horseshoe, as Boosters will actually find Vert. That means no more CC pressure.
No pressure at all. Eliminates a lot of the roaming presence here now as well from Rogue in the early round. And we'll have to pull back their players towards the site. Ooh. Slash with a perfect lineup though. Catches Aster on the push. Takes him down. Has an opportunity for a second kill as well, as he managed to get one of the players out in the open just on the outside. The western wall there. Nearly taking him down, but at the same time also taking a lot of damage on his own regard. So he does not have to be cautious for the rest of this round. Jackal being the one to nearly accomplish that. Of course, we have the Echo now in play too. Booster just getting the drone presence on that, but the Yokai is going to stun him out and stop that approach towards the small office relatively quickly. He still ends up falling back, and it's Cry Magic getting the next pick up here. Knocking out the Alibi and Eclipse along with it.
Still plenty of time on the clock for Holy Wata as the entire upstairs floor of Armory looks like a child drew feet on it. Legitimately everywhere for Jackal, but he's going to be able to track some footsteps, and that's good for the offense as they're going to be able to pinpoint someone down. It's not going to be Adam though, so he will be able to rotate freely through the upstairs hallway. Seems like the call is going to be for a full-on vent stake. Shuttle playing the angle from the top of the desk towards the front door as Adam trying to get the gunfight with Blarn, but Blarn in full sprint. I thought Adam had it, but Blarn coming up very successful with a very well-timed headshot. He's able to win that out against Adam, leaving only 2 bodies remaining. It's going to be Shuttle, it's going to be Slash, but it's not going to be Cry Magic as he will go down. That is going to be the Diffuser, and Slash subbing at least 1 Toxic Babe on him. He's waiting for someone to try and drop the hatch here. Blarn biding his time is same for Slash, as he could come up huge here with that Yokai drone, and they do have the Diffuser, but actually that's going to be another down. It's going to be Polgao, as Blarn will find Shuttle from the hatch. It's going to be all left up to the Yokai user himself, Echo, getting piloted by Slashug. Back of Workshop, drone coming out for Blarn. Slashug rotating though. Not too much health on him. One of these guns have a very high damage margin, but Blarn literally has practically negative health at this point. You could breathe on the man and he would die, but Boosters is going to be the one to more than likely try and go for the plant here. As the longer they waste time, more Slashug becomes effective, and that's exactly what he's trying to do. All he has to do is try and stop plant, and I don't believe that they know that this is a Yokai. He's going to hop on, but does he have it?
No, he doesn't.
2 seconds left. He's not going to have the time. As he sees one of them, he tries to hop up, but no, it's not going to be enough. Slashug with the smart play, but he did not check where his Yokais were, and that's going to punish him, losing out round number 3 to Holy Wata on a bit of a blunder with utility.
Really got to give credit to Blarn for 2 things. First of all, his incredible ability to take these duels in such a rushed fashion. That run-in that he got, really stealing a duel away on the inside of CCTV. But the timing at which he's taking these duels is really good as well. The second kill that he found at the top of the drop down inside of Workshop there worked out really great. As we saw the smoke trying to bide as much time as possible, and the smoke was doing a fantastic job of wasting as much time. The Shuttle doing that in the previous round, but unfortunately, eventually he does have to push that angle. Since I believe the last egg he threw out was slightly out of position, they were going to try to plan around it. He had been checking that hatch for a long time, thought it was clear. Finally, it has the confidence to push towards it, but right when he thinks it's clear and stops to check it, that's when Blarn pushes right back in with the buck, takes him out. Free kill basically for him, and then is even able to follow that through towards the end of the round as well. Staying alive with, I think, less than 5 HP. Like you said, a breath would have taken him out. Some good stuff from Blarn. He's currently tied for the lead in kills with 2 other teammates.
That Buck play coming up huge for Holy Wata. And honestly, Buck is so good on this map, they might as well just released him with this one. Just made him a Navy SEAL. I mean, he truly is incredible on this map. There's so much soft destruction. I mean, he's really just allowed to tear apart this entire map for his bidding. It's truly incredible what he can do, especially with like that last round. He established so many angles that they had to worry about inside of sight, and they're trying to find a safe haven. That's truly what got them in trouble in the first place. Smoke rotates over underneath hatch. He's like, look, at least I know this is open. I don't know exactly where I can be seen from all these angles that Blarn has opened up top. I'm gonna try and find some safety over here by the door. Gets punished for that. Slashuk tries to make the smart play and rotate out. Play his life, try and play his utility, but just did not check exactly where that utility had lied.
Well, so let's check once again here. So we're going to have to see Rogue double down on yet another site after losing it to the attacking side. Some inconsistency popping its head out once again for Rogue this week, as they do end up dropping 2 of their first attempts at the opening sites they choose to go for here. First upstairs inside of the Armory, and now downstairs by Vent Workshop, but they have to attempt it a second time. Just a trading of back and forth will eventually take us to overtime. Rogue doesn't manage to change this up.
We've had a pretty storied history with trying to deal with younger teams especially, but it seems that Holy Wata actually has their takes down pretty well. It isn't like just throwing their bodies to the wind or anything along those lines. It's just Holy Wata playing really, really good Rainbow Six. I mean, they're playing for those trades, they're playing their utility, they're not trying to get overly aggressive, and so far it's worked out for them. And it more or less seems like Rogue is doing the exact thing that I just said. They're the ones trying to get aggressive, and it's punishing them. They're not allowing time to be the ultimate factor for the offense, and that is exactly where they were getting in trouble. I mean, Adam with this aggressive peek onto Blarn, and he's going to get immediately punished for it. He didn't even do that much damage, but Slashuk with 2. The Barry 9 coming up big there as Polgao will be able to get a refrag and even things out, but Cry Magic going to get immediately aggressive. Poor timing for the Echo there.
It's already 2 players going down, like you said, due to poor timing on their pushes and slight over-aggression there. Lost the 3rd player in the process as well. Didn't get to catch that on camera, but still an advantage once again to Holy Wata in a 3v2. Rogue will have to bring this back, but Cry, what a spot. Able to pop Shuttle's head off from an amazing distance, taking him down. Clips has got a ping to play off of, so he should be able to try and equalize things, but no, Polgao, despite being pinged, wins the fight anyway. Holy Wata picks up another round here against Rogue.
And Eclipse is going to want that gunfight back. Just a little spray over the top of his head, hits his shoulder, and just arcs right over the helmet. You hate to see it if you're a Rogue fan at home, but Holy Wata up 3-1 currently against the boys of Rogue.
That'll take us through 2 rounds downstairs that Rogue were unable to close out, meaning the top stairs site, or the upstairs site, excuse me, is going to be unlocked now for Rogue. They can go back to Armory, Archives. They did figure out how to counter out Holy Wata's approach to this earlier, but it's time to see if Holy Wata has a secondary strategy to take to this, potentially steal a 4th round on the attacking side away from Rogue. 2 rounds left on this half. 2 rounds left for Rogue to make an impression on, like I said before, this is statistically speaking their best map. This would continue to surprise us if Holy Wata was able to close out here.
I think a talking point that we can go over in these 42 seconds that we have before Atkins starts going, which means that you start talking. I think the big thing is that Adam's in for Rogue. When did they know that was going to happen? You know, when especially with a site player, things get very, very, very difficult, because that's again the people that you have to lean on in order to hold down that site, and that's not what the role they have Adam playing in right now is. He's playing Legion, he's playing Roamers, they're trying to give him these gunfights, and it's not working out too well for Adam. Holy Wata is executing almost perfectly, to be completely honest with you. I mean, they've had a couple of blunders, like that one round that they did lose where they just lost everybody super early on to just a little bit of over-aggression, but they've since then fixed that. But as of right now, it seems like Rogue is sorely missing easily.
And to give a little bit more information on what exactly is happening, like you said before, we easily had a flight get delayed. This could have been something that happened as recent as 3 hours ago, just going off the timing of Easley's tweets about the situation that he's currently going through. So you're right about this. Could have been something that was really suddenly thrust upon them and is really hurting them now to have to make such a fill-in at such short notice here.
Yeah, it's more or less just, which friend do we have that's good at this game? Okay, cool. Hey, you're free tonight, dude? All right, bet.
Oh, 3 hours?
Yeah. Oh,
let's see if we can.
Fine. We don't need a warm-up scram. What do you mean? It's okay. But no, Adam is definitely a worthwhile player. I mean, former pro, again, played for Obey Alliance. No knock on Adam, but it's very hard inside of Rainbow Six to do extremely well when you do not know the setups that you're working with. But
especially with 3 hours notice.
Yeah, especially with 3 hours notice. You can't learn the entire playbook. It's going to be a real rough one for you. But Asher's going to get down here. I don't believe that Legion knows that. Blarn trying to play a long angle with the ACOG, but he's not going to find too much damage onto Adam. Boosters repel in as they recognize out Legion is practically just trapped here, as Blarn's going to take out Slash as he tries to get aggressive. That's going to be the smoke. You don't want to waste that utility so early on, Slash. What are you doing? No more Toxic Babes for the defense, but Adam will ruin Aster's day as Buck will get aggressive. Or excuse me, Nomad will get aggressive. Boosters take down Adam inside of CC, and that means no more pressure for them over on the southwest side of the map. Vert going to rotate himself over behind half wall as Boosters will be the one to try and take the gunfight. They recognize out that Vert is still behind half wall. Those pings still live, as you can see. So it will be just the remnants of that drone that just rolled in there that Vert removed as Blarn's ready to get rid of half wall, and Boosters holding the angle, waiting for him to run out. It seems that Blarn will have to do a little bit more reconstruction surgery on the floor as he's trying to find him. He's going to pre-fire, but Vert's going to win the gunfight. What else would you expect from this absolute gunner on Rogue? That's why they picked him up so long ago. But Vert's going to lose half of his health to that gunfight with Boosters.
Should still have a few stim packs ready to go to boost them back up to 100 HP, and that's exactly what he's going to do. don't think we'll see the second one get used just yet, as he's right below 100, so it might be a bit wasteful if he's not going to be immediately pressured anytime soon here. So he'll continue to sit at half wall since the pressure from downstairs has been dealt with. He must more these counter to the buck, so not any more self-destruct that's going to be able to be pushed in his direction from down below. Still in a 3v3 though, and the problem for Holy Wata now becomes time. With 30 seconds left and the loss of boosters trying to peek down the central hallway upstairs, leaves them with even fewer options left. Just 2 players in the play still here for these guys to try and push into the site. Rogue, also a very site-centered setup here. Shuttle actually potentially going to be pushing into the offices out from the archive site itself to try and pick up this kill early on. But yeah, especially with the split nature that Holy Wata's players are going about, this is going to rely on some incredible heroics from individual players if they want to close out here, and they just really don't have the time to get it done. Polgal goes down the second we see him try to push to the inside of the western wall, and our last player won't even get a chance to do anything. Rogue close it out on time, picking up their second round. Still a 3-2 lead though for Holy Wata.
Holy Wata getting a little tunnel vision there. They got that initial pressure, and it really just felt like, okay, we have to take this. We've got this pressure. We've got this side of the map. No rotate comes out from literally anyone. They tried to get a touch of pressure onto offices, but immediately when they recognized out that the bandit was there of Shuttle, they gave forth to it and was like, no, we can't go that way, and immediately tried to rotate back. They get punished. Nomad walks cleanly into an angle while reloading over towards Beepers in 90 hallway, and I mean, that's really all she wrote for that round. Rogue just playing the time game and winning it.
Well, it's time to see if Rogue can try to close out at least one round downstairs here. They've had not a whole lot of success trying to play this site 2 times in a row before, and with Holy Wata closing out on both of those by isolating out the Rogue players one at a time. It's going to be the way to play. The last time they attempted it, it came down to an echo play to attempt to clutch it out, but unfortunately Yokais were mispositioned. They weren't able to stop on the timer, and by the time the Echo was able to push into the site, they had already set up post-plant positions, and it was an easy pre-fire to close out on the round. No Echo at all for Rogue this time around. They've knocked it out of the equation completely. We'll see. The more mobile playstyle that we bring to the table will potentially allow them to have better results here.
Rogue giving Slash the reins to Rook and an ACOG, so that doesn't try to expend any utility too early on there. That really put him in a bad spot there for a minute. No more Toxic Babes, not allowing them to try and delay time later on in that round, but they really didn't need it, as they were able to close things out surely on frag power and just allowing Holy Wata to sit and spin on the time clock. So, as they will now go back down to Vents, which this is going to be the last round here for their defensive set. They've played Armory and Vents equally here, as we might see a similar scoreline to last week at the split, which would be 3-3 twice because we had to rehost. So, you know.
And now a third time, potentially on the books here for Rogue. That involves them closing out on this round, which overall, in terms of first floor defenses, we haven't seen anything from Rogue just yet. So, statistics would say we'd end up at a 4-2. If Holy Wata can pull off the same thing we've seen from them, going to be going in for Intel, and they'll find that upstairs is relatively undefended, actually, by Rogue. Holy Wata's going to be able to walk right to the inside of Armory, meaning the Buck can do a whole lot of redecorating here over the next few seconds.
Yeah, put your hard hats on, folks. He's going to start some redecorating, as you said, on that top floor here, as Aster's just trying to find himself a roamer. Going fishing for Vertical, but Vertical's going to be the top of these stairs, as he will get tracked by Jackal. And they've been playing that practically the entire time on offense, and it's been working out very, very well for them. They're trying to alleviate that pressure that Rogue has been putting on with that roam game, and they definitely tried to show that off or flex those muscles last week, and that found them quite a bit of success, especially later on inside of that MO game. Not too much against Reciprocity. Reciprocity was more or less just choking them down towards site and executing very, very well, but it seems that it won't punish them too much, but the Nitro Cell will punish Aster. Shuttle will find him. Crymagic will follow it up. The immediate refrag and even things out once again, as we are slowly but surely ticking down to that 0-0. Polgal will find Vert. That means no more roam game, or at least no more roam game from Vert on the Vigil.
Cry really being a force to be reckoned with here in these long-range duels. That's at least the third or fourth kill I've seen in this half from him. At a very, very long-range angle he's taken from basically always outside the building for the most part here, outside of the border control point. So, it's great aim from him to be able to pick up this advantage and once again put Holy Wata into a relatively good position to try and close out. Adam, though, will start to battle it back as he finds the pickup onto boosters and brings us back into an even keel 3 versus 3. Eclipse looks like he's going to start to maybe rotate closer to the site here over the next few moments as well. And eventually close in. You can see the reinforced wall getting popped open over these next few seconds. It looks like he was going to go for a pre-fire on it, but decided to fall back to the inside of the closet instead.
Oh my
God.
Cry Magic, what a shot. This man has been on a mission.
What did I just say?
Offensive half. Grenade going to come in, but it's not going to do too much damage to Adam. He's going to be able to survive it. Blarn goes down to the hands of the shotgun. Shuttle follows it up. It's all left up to Polgau. 8 seconds left on the clock. He goes for the pre-fire, but it's not going to find too much success. Adam will more than likely find him on the other end. The shotgun in hand, and it will secure the round. Rogue, 3-3 once again here on Border.
Cry, though. Surgical shots coming out from him. We got 2 in that round alone where he was just able to pick people off at super long ranges, even through walls a lot of the time. Really, really on point for him, coming out with just these impact kills and being able to surgically remove members of Rogue from the tape. But no longer will he be able to have the comfort pick on that gun, as the sides have switched, and Holy Wata will now take on the defensive side.
Very interested to see what Holy Wata will do with this defensive side. I think their entire offensive side was more or less just on good time management. I mean, a couple of the rounds were very, very punishing. Like the very first round that they lost, which would have been their second attempt at attacking Armory, where Rogue ended up winning that out. I mean, they got a little bit too aggressive early, and they really just did not play for refrags. They didn't have anybody there to help out their teammates. Gave Rogue the ones, and Rogue capitalized on it. Now, we are at that 3-3 scoreline, so things have been pretty even so far, but Holy Wata is as good as they were on offense, and they get ahead early. They can end up closing this out 7-5.
They're impressing, to be sure. And now it's time to see, like you said before, if we can see an early push ahead from these guys, especially by taking the first 2 sites in a row before start running into some more difficult sites for Holy Wata to play into that they might not have as well prepared as potentially Workshop and the Armory, which is more than likely going to be their default go-to for the first 2. But either way, just an advantage of 5-3 will be a lot to play into. Even with the 1 lost round, they'll still have a +1 advantage, then they can just start cycling through those 2 sites once again. They're in a great position right now if they manage to start off with the win here on Armory.
Very interested to see. Can we go over to Smoke, please? I want to see what he's shotgunning open inside of here. Okay, so he's shotgunned downstairs towards Workshop so that they can late rotate. They're assuming that this is going to be a admin take, or excuse me, not an admin take. Archives, thank you. Oh my gosh, my brain just like fried there for a second, but Archives take by Rogue here. So they're shotgunning open those holes so they can get some pressure on that default plant site, which is traditionally planted over by the bookshelf. Boosters, speaking of aggression, going to be sitting right next to the window, and this could either be a massive payout for him or he's going to get immediately put into debt, to say the least.
Either way, usual opener, what we're going to see from Rogue in terms of what we've seen before from them. We actually do see the Smoke getting knocked down relatively early, so they'll be able to get him back up. But mind you, again, that's recently been nerfed, so he's not going to go back fully up to 50 HP. It's only going to be 20 that we'll end up with for the rest of the round. Still basically one-shottable by most players at this point of the game.
Even some pistols. Well, actually, most pistols. Oh, wow. Oh, no. Aster, you got to win those. I'm absolutely kidding. That was just a straight spray through the window is going to find the bandit, and means no more MP7 at least for that side of the defense. No real knowledge on if he had a nitro cell or not, but it really doesn't matter at this point, as the only 2 that we really have to worry about, or 3 to say the least, are going to be Echo, Smoke, and Valkyrie, all with some pretty good denial in their hands. And right now, Blarn not looking too hot on health. Speaking, though, of the Blarn, he will show his face, and it's going to be Slash Hug as Buck will go down. No more grenades and no more Skeleton Key, as it seems that Holy Wata was correct. Rogue is going to be going for the Archives take here on Border.
Well, now it's time to counter it back out. They've already been able to trade 1 for 1, but the problem is their Smoke player is still relatively low. He's already been able to find 1 kill despite being low, though. Adam, the nice find again. It's constantly the Hibana that's picking up these super long-range kills, and it does it once more. Able to knock out another member of Holy Wata. Good pre-fire coming in from Eclipse. It almost nets him a kill. Looks like the player from the other side is able to dodge out of the way, but just in the nick of time, though. Stun's trying to go in and blind out the player. It's not going to end up working out too well. Him as well. A lot of players from Rogue right now on the move as they force the issue onto the site. First attempt is going to be denied, though, as Yokai drones are present. It wasn't killed either, so it can do it again in a moment.
Okay, so they're going to have Eclipse go down and try and get rid of Valkyrie, but he's immediately going to rotate upstairs, which means Valkyrie's still downstairs and able to do exactly what she wants. This could be massive here. Is he actually getting shot through the floor? He doesn't have much health. One bullet will kill him, but Blarn's going to take down Adam. That's going to be the diffuser down inside of sight. This might be an absolute blunder. Eclipse going to rush Mini. He finds one, but he's going to get shot at from lockers. Has one more concussion on him. Shuttle has to try and find some success here. 5 seconds left on the clock. They have to try and get this bomb down. Polgal will win out that gunfight, but they're going to win it. Rogue, the late rotate up by Crymagic will get them in so much trouble.
Cry trying to move in at the last second, but only ends up exposing himself, giving away the round to Rogue. Still a great fight from Holy Wata, trying to play on 2 different levels at once, and Rogue constantly being pinched because of it. Very, very confident setup from Holy Wata, and it almost works. It's the best part, but we do see Holy Wata continue to rotate around their sites despite managing to drop that first round of defense. They'll go back to Vent Workshop now, thinking that they'll have better luck here as Rogue successfully take control of their first attacking round.
It's times like this where I wish we had comm replays, because I bet those Holy Wata comms were truly insane. Actually, on both sides.
Yeah.
Truly. I mean, your planner gets taken down. Adam dies. You have to worry about Valkyrie downstairs. You have to try and contest that. Now, granted, they don't really know if Adam was the planner at the time. They really don't know who got smoked off inside of the room. Now, the real only thing that they're going to know is the fact that the bomb did not go down. So possibly the bomb's either down or they killed somebody else, therefore they dropped off because they no longer had the angle to protect him. So with him downstairs, I was assuming that Cry was more than likely just going to play downstairs, bide his time, and just wait for Rogue to just waste out the clock. And Rogue almost did it. They almost stalled out, did not have enough time to really get done what needed to be done, but Crymagic gave up his life on a silver platter and he didn't even know it.
Unfortunately, as a result of that, Rogue do take their first attacking round. Cry's gonna move out, try to get himself a long-range toss on the Black Eye camera. Should have been relatively successful too. And we do have an IQ on the side of Rogue, so they should be able to get rid of that relatively quickly, assuming that the IQ runs by it. But either way, until that point, we'll still have a good amount of intel. Overall, the Black Eye cameras are probably going to get dealt with relatively quickly due to the IQ boosters. Sets up the window, a quick pop, takes care of Slash Hug and says goodbye to the Buck. Reconstruction on the upstairs is not going to be a possibility now. And overall, we'll have to rely primarily on Zofia, probably the IQ a little bit as well, in order to get the soft destruction done once, or rather if, they're able to take control of the armory.
Rogue did suffer quite a bit last week on just, again, not very good time management, or just very, very poor to say the least. We'll see if that's going to try and plague them once again. They did have an early pick on themselves as Slash Hug will go down, and that's traditionally where teams like to slow down. Okay, we lost somebody. We don't want to lose any more people. We have to try and play for a pick here. Now will Holy Wata give it to them? Boosters has already rotated all the way out of office. That man is all the way in Narnia now compared to where he was. So we will more than likely see them try and play out their lives here on site, or at least the upstairs area, which is traditionally held when you are holding on vents.
Got Rogue going to be pushing in now inside of Tellers first off. Will leverage themselves over to the site from here. It's going to be a bit of a run from this point forward, having to work their way through, and more than likely having to check out multiple angles. That's still going to take a good amount of time before these players are able to set something up, but it's a good start. They find boosters upstairs, get the counter. They can now pop the wall open to the site, mark the beginnings of an actual push. Eventually leverage itself into a plant. Eclipse, able to spot on one of the Black Eyes. Sitting at the inside of Customs will take that out and take out their eyes on the inside here. Still a lot more work to be done, only down to a 4v4. And Rogue, now less than a minute left to make this push successful.
Eclipse trying to find some pressure on the other side of the map, but so far it's bared no fruit. So Holy Wata, again, trying to just play out their lives and not give up the entire farm just yet. 40 seconds left on the clock. Rogue has to make something happen here. This is where you have to try and force the opposition to make a mistake. You can't wait for it. They're doing a very good time of wasting said time. Vertical finally going to get aggressive. He's by the light. Plant going to start to go down. He's just going to hold the angle and wait. He gets the initial frag on a Polgal, and that's really all he needed to get this plant down. Adam successfully plants the bomb, rotates out towards Tellers. Burt finds yet another one. It's going to be Asters. He's going to go down. Blarn followed up by Crymagic. Only two left, and Eclipse with the flank rotate hold. will be able to find him. He's going to put Blarn into a 1 versus 4 here, and not too much success possibly to be found here, as he's going to be able to find Eclipse, but that SMG-11, very low mag count, as he's going to try and take the gunfight against Vert. He's going to win that. Is this going to happen again? And it happened the last map between two completely different teams with this SMG-11. Last time it was in Smoke's hands, but no, it's going to be Adam with a secondary SMG, just like his enemy, as Habana will win out the round.
Good start for Blarn is, once again, his entry capability, or rather his ability to kind of push into rooms and get kills within a short amount of time. Basically, his ability to kind of pre-fire, read the situation is incredible. This is now 2 kills that he gets in a row from the defensive side as well, after we saw him do it multiple times on the attacking end. Just not enough, and unfortunately, as we saw towards the end of the round, he was running low on time as well, so didn't really have much of a choice, was forced to make the push, and eventually was taken out by Adam, giving Rogue yet another round, who are doing much better on this attacking side, especially with that last attack, going to the inside of Ventilation and Workshop. Very confident play. Holy Water, in the meantime, we saw aggression from them, just really seemed like it was all missed time, trying to push Rogue far too late if they had already started going for the plant and going right into a setup that Rogue had on the inside of the site by that point. Then they try to push after the plant, but again, it's when they've already rotated, taken up positions to look for that exact push. So they lose at least 2, if not 3 players off of that in that last round. Have to kind of tighten that site up a little bit more if they want to go back to that later on in this half.
Well, I would say that the thing that messed up Holy Water the most is losing Booster. I mean, he was really their only main aggressor when Rogue tried to go for Workshop. And, I mean, after they killed Booster, they had all of that pressure for free. I mean, there's nothing that Holy Wata did, no rotates made, no nothing to try and prevent anything that Rogue wanted inside of Workshop, whether it be upstairs or down. They didn't even know that the plant was going down yet until finally that bookcase got opened. No angles onto the Habana wall, nothing, the Habana open wall, or anything at all. I mean, Vert freely gets to walk in towards Flashlight and gets to punish literally everyone for peeking. Now, I will say one thing though, that was almost a thrown round there by Rogue. If any more time was on the board for Holy Wata, it would have been a very, very close round. We're actually gonna have a spawn peek from none other than Blarn, as Slashug has just literally been getting the short end of the stick this entire game. Booster is gonna follow it up, and that's already a 2-man disadvantage towards Rogue 30 seconds into this game. And once again, the one person that you never ever spawn kill with is Echo. I mean, that suppressor makes it where you do practically negative damage unless you get a headshot. But, you know, if you don't have a suppressor, you can just shoot people in the head, and Vert will do that as Blarn will go down. No more people playing half wall, no more yokais to worry about except for information basis. But they do still have 1 ACOG to worry about in the hands of Aster, and that's what I was going to talk about actually. Aster would more likely be the regular person you see take that spawn peek. But instead, we're going to have the person with the most denial utility on the defense run out and find that kill. But again, Rogue in a very, very bad spot right now.
Yeah, and unfortunately with him making that spawn peek, it gives away his position a little bit too early on. And as we saw before, Vertical able to leverage that into an opening kill for these guys. And most importantly, take the yokai drones out of the equation. Late round, they do get a spot. Someone's on cameras. Vertical tries to get a kill on it. It's actually attacking a second player now, whether he realizes it or not. I believe it was Aster that he was able to do the initial damage to. But no luck on the actual kill just yet.
Oh no, is he gonna find it? Yes, Vert will, as boosters will go down. That equals the playing field. Only halfway through this round, things have been so aggressive. Cry Magic with a hop out the window. The MPX proving that it can win those long distance gunfights, even against one of the best fraggers inside of NA. It's gonna be all left up to Shuttle and Adam here, as Adam will find Polgown. This has been blow for blow here in round number 9, as Adam's going to try and get in that gunfight once again on Sandwich. He's gonna lose quite a bit of health though. Things are extremely even across the board here. Aster for full health. Cry Magic very minimal. Full health on Shuttle, very minimal on Adam. Now, gunfight going to get allocated towards Cry Magic as he's just sitting here behind a panel door on beepers. But Shuttle going to be able to find him. Shuttle, very minimal health as well, but Aster is going to be Dog. Will he prove that he can possibly heal himself, or is he out of stim pistols? He's completely out. So he's going to be locked at this health. Adam, 1 health and a dream. Shuttle, couple shots and he will be down, but Aster's in the same boat. They're all up the creek without the paddle. Stun grenade going to come out, and he's actually going to blind his entire team. And once again, that's going to be Adam down, but actually that's going to give Adam a little bit more health, so he will have 20 health instead, but that MP5 still can't finish him off in one shot. 10 seconds left. He's looking for the rotate. He's going to find one. Can he possibly find two? He's going to play time. Oh my goodness, Aster, you're making me clutch. Oh, he went. Oh no, Shuttle. The very last second, the clock said 0-0, but that does not count for decimals, and Shuttle's going to win it at the very, very, very last second.
The reads from Shuttle as well, thinking, okay, I know what he's doing. He's just leaning back and forth between the windows. Let's just take this right to the source. He didn't vary it up. That's the problem. He was going very binary, back and forth, back and forth. We see him read into that pattern. All right, he's going to peek out the door. Next, let's just go to the window. And there we go. One shot to the back of the head, as it was ultimately the battle of low HP players at the end of the round there. And he's able to close it out with literally less than a second in order to pick up that kill. Very, very clutch, but it does once again go to Rogue. Holy Wata coming so close to picking up some of these offensive rounds, but just have not been able to do it. And now Rogue sits only one more away from closing out.
I don't know what I did. Anyways, oh, it was the mug. Okay, we're good. I thought I broke something there for a second, but no. Aster legitimately just dancing with the devil right there and gets immediately punished. And I mean, what a play. What a play from Shuttle. I mean, that truly, oh, that's depressing. That's truly depressing for the side of Holy Wata. They thought they had it in the bag. Aster trying to make the smart call, recognizing now that he did not have very much health. So, still, as you know, he will lose it out in mini, and you know that sucks for the fans at home of Holy Wata, but very, very heads-up play there by Shuttle going, hey, I can't stick this bomb. My only luck is to try and get aggressive and hope that Aster just chooses wrong on which door I'm pushing.
So, Aster nearly clutching out the 1v2 in beautiful fashion, but unable to do it. Cry once again is just going to set up this quick little black eye cam outside the window. Doesn't even get spotted from it too, so assuming the IQ doesn't check it in. To be fair, he has been throwing it like relatively the same spot on every site, so yeah, I think they actually just saw it already. So they'll be able to take that out early on and deny any of the outside intel from the balcony.
Rogue taking things a little bit slower this time around. Do not want to get that initial frag on them like it happened the last time where we saw Blarn run out. Blarn run out and claim somebody's head with that MP5 SD, the suppressed weapon of Yokai, or Echo. But this time around, taking things a little bit slower, and it's working out quite well for them. No one has had any damage done to them just yet, and that's very surprising with how this game's been going so far. Very early aggression by both teams has been the entire story or mantra of this entire game so far, but it appears that Holy Wata wants to try the turtle this time around.
Obviously slowing things down a little bit more may play into their favor. Vertical again, finding someone on cameras early on, but just falling short of being able to pick up a kill from it. It's Aster, I believe, once again as well, that's the victim of it. It's 2 rounds in a row that he's caught out as a result. Some nice IQ play and nearly dies as a result of it. Still has some stim pistol shots though, so he's going to be able to up himself right back to almost 100 HP. And it'll be good to fight for the rest of the day.
Well, this is going to be 4th times the charm here for the defense of Holy Wata. 4 times in a row they have went to Armory. 3 times they have failed. Will this be any different? So far, Crymagic going to have the initial frag, but they've had that multiple times before. They've even had this, as Aster will take Eclipse out of the game, and we're going to see Aster use one of those stim pistols on his teammates due to it healing his teammates more on the res, but Adam going to take down boosters, and immediately we're going to have an equal playing field once again. This has happened almost every single round. 2 initial frags from Holy Wata, immediately followed up by 2 immediate frags from Rogue. So we do have an equal playing field going into the last minute here. 49 seconds left on the clock. Now, Rogue has to try and allocate some pressure somewhere. If this nade does not get ADS, it will surely find a kill, and it will. It'll be Aster, as a Nitro Cell will claim the life of Adam. No more diffusers. That secondary nade not going to do too much for Slash's weight. It will actually go through. I thought it bounced off the windowsill. It did not. It's going to be all left up to Crymagic. 27 seconds. Plenty of time to get this diffuser down and not have to worry. MPX will rip to shreds that door as Slashug trying to play it safe as he gets in the gunfight, but not too much damage done to either parties as Vertical's trying to hold down the long angle with that reflex sight, but that's not what that's made for, as he is so very good at those long-distance gunfights regularly that 1x not going to help him out too much. Slashug going to rotate to the top of Metal. This is a very, very smart play here by Rogue, as Crymagic's going to get the short end of the stick on that gunfight at least. Slashug going to take quite a bit of damage as well. Not sitting pretty for both of these players right now. Only one on full health is going to be Vertical. As the timer just slowly ticks down to the inevitable doom of Holy Wata here. Slashug looked like he was going to crawl through Metal Detector, but it's not going to happen. Vert will find Crymagic, and that's going to be all she wrote here for Holy Wata.
7-3 is going to be the final score of the matchup, and Rogue ultimately will be our winner.
Oh man, I love this. It's great.
Just let it happen. There you go. All right, so
you got to take them off.
the hair flip as
The
well.
hair flip. That's what you need.
I'll throw the bangs to the side.
Yeah, exactly.
So great stuff from Rogue. They do close out after a bit of a rocky start on defense, and overall a very promising